Guys, can I get some? Yeah, spray me.
I'm about to slap her straight in the face.
What?
Wow. Okay.
Oh, that felt great.
Back through.
Going into any new season, you always want to raise expectations. I think with BJ coming in the first team and the success they've had, I think they've inspired everybody to think a little bit bigger. So for me, a lot of excitement. There's a certain buzz around the club right now that's kind of infectious, and we'll look to use to gain some momentum and actually push this academy in the direction we all want it to go.
Chris, run harder. Believe in it. Maybe you get one of them.
Obviously, a lot of analysis goes into what we did last year, and some of the things, you know, that I kind of took away and reflected were very objective, so that we could have, I guess, these conversations of where we want to go and how we want to do it. The first, couple weeks, we're getting to know these guys even more. So for us, we want to make them comfortable, but we also want to make sure we understand what their strengths and weaknesses are so that we can expedite that process. When you look at an academy, right, the first and foremost, most important thing we do is produce players. So for us, in terms of setting the standard, we have new guys entering the environment. We have guys from last year that understand what the expectations are, but as we talked about before, we raise those. I think seeing BJ in his work environment and how he wants to play young players, I think it's all the motivation us coaches in the academy. Chris was just a different type of kid. Obviously, Devan was unique. Isaiah was unique. All three possess some very physical traits for their position, which that's where the game's going, right? You need to be stronger, you need to be faster, you need to be fitter. For us, I think the investment's huge, and I think the return is the best part of that, right? And if you do it well, it rewards itself. Our focus is ourselves, not the competition, but obviously we want to make a name for ourselves, and we have guys that have the ambition to go and do that.
My name is Devan. I play for the U18 Nashville Academy, and I've been here for 4 years. I would say I've grown a lot since I first arrived here at the academy. I remember telling my mom when I was in my U13 year when I was playing really well, I told her I think I've reached like my max potential. I felt like I was doing so well, but I've learned that I'm nowhere close to my max potential, that I still have so much I can do and so much I can improve in.
The first 3-4 days I was here and I joined the academy, I worked with the under-14 team. Liam Devan was a pivotal part of that team as well. So just seeing him from, these bus trips to then getting on planes and playing MLS opponents, and obviously he represented us in the All-Star game.
Yeah, it was an honor to represent Nashville. I'm thankful. Just being in those environments where you're against the best of the best is always good for pushing yourself, and it was also a very proud moment for my family. I got to introduce my family to, the MLS All-Stars for Nashville, Haney Mukhtar, Sam Search, and Andy Nahar, and I think, that was a really cool moment for them because they see him from the stands, and now they got to, shake hands with them. I was talking to Sam about his debut for Nashville's first game against Club America in the Leagues Cup. When he scored, I told him I was ball boy in the corner. He probably didn't see me, but yeah, it was cool to bring that memory back. It's a whole different perspective when you're right there on the field. I was right there, right when it happened. The energy, the stadium, you really felt it. It was just incredible.
He's a talented boy. He's still young. He's still got a lot to learn, but he's has some characteristics that, by being left-footed, by being a defender, are often hard to find.
He is calm and composed on the ball. He's a pretty good 1v1 defender. Physically isn't afraid of a tackle or to jump for a header. He's played a lot of games this year as a 15-year-old playing with the U18s. So I think he's got some recognition for having some good quality games playing as an older player. He's got the right mindset, the right attitude. He studies, and he's always willing to ask questions to become better and make sure that, he is continuing his development and accelerating his development.
I really want to win. I'm a very competitive person, always been a very competitive person. I think this academy is just really good for helping me do that. They've always supported me, giving me opportunities, which I'm just truly thankful and grateful for. I think we have a lot of potential. There's a lot of talent this year. I'm very excited. Last year we had a glimpse of what we could do in J-Cup when we really focused, we were really together, and I think that we can really put Nashville on the map. if I just keep, staying true to myself, being myself, learning as much as I can, growing as much as I can, and just always giving 110% every time I step on the field, I think I'll grow closer and closer to my goal.
The dream is real. When it's tangible for players to see it, feel it. We just put a poster up of Chris Applewhite playing against DC in the facility here. Those boys played with him, shared the locker room with him, and now he's there and it's his poster. And the players want to do it and they think they can be the next one, which is massively important.
It's definitely very encouraging, not just for me, but for the entire academy. To see them, sign, it just puts it in perspective that you really can do this, and it's more incentive to really want to go for it. He's an excellent role model for the academy. Sometimes it's crazy to think of that we were both the academy together, you know what I mean? He's definitely very loved in the academy. He's definitely the person you want to, live up to, I would say, at least for me, as a center back. He did give me some very good advice. He was just saying, it's a day-to-day. You gotta work as hard as you can every single day. Take advantage of every opportunity you have. He said, if you think you don't have any time, you do. And if you think you have a lot of time, you really don't. So it's that incentive, don't relax for a second. You know what I mean? To always keep going, keep pushing, because you may think you have a lot of time, but you really don't. And then the vice versa of that is, you think you don't have any time, you have to do it now, but in reality, you have time.
He told us to ask you what your favorite anime is.
What my favorite anime is?
Yeah.
My favorite anime is Hunter x Hunter. So, what's his favorite anime? Solo Leveling?
I don't know. He didn't say. Yeah, I just asked him if he had a question for you. He said, ask him what his favorite anime is.
I love anime, so I'm trying to watch as many as I can, but right now I'd say Hunter x Hunter. My name is Christopher Applewhite. I'm a center back, and I'm from Waldorf, Maryland. I would say around age 9 or 10, that's when I started to take it more serious. I have 2 older sisters, and the younger of the 2, she played on a club team, so I would always, as a young kid, go to her games, go to her practices, and just run around, kick the ball around. So from there, I kind of just fell in love with it. I played basketball, I played football, but soccer just always felt like the right sport for me. The competitive side grew in me, and I really just fell in love with competing, playing the game. They were the biggest part of just soccer life, but also just off the field as well. They've been extremely supportive of what I've been doing, pursuing my dream, and my parents made really hard sacrifices for us just to get us to where we needed to be at. Even in the transition from moving to Maryland to Tennessee, I had my parents with me, so that made it really easier on me, but I know it was a big sacrifice from them. As a young kid, moving away from home definitely would have been hard, so having my parents there with me just lightened the load a little bit more. Off the field, they helped me just become more independent, so that when the day comes that I'll move away from them, then I'll be ready. They really welcomed me like I was one of their own from the beginning. I came in on trial, and even during the trial, I felt really welcome. All the players greeted me and included me in everything that they were doing, the coaches as well. And then when I moved down here, there's also other players that are moving in, and the club, the staff, they do a really good job of really making it feel like not only a team or a club, but a family. The individual development coach, Coach Roomba, he really helped me a lot. We would sit down, we would have meetings so that we could, kind of set out a plan on what I needed to work on and how I was going to progress throughout the year. I think the mental aspect of it as well, being able to have someone to talk to maybe if you have a bad game or even if you have a good game, just to keep you level at all times was super beneficial.
Chris himself is a highly motivated player that at every age group has excelled. He's got a great mindset and great focus, which allowed him the opportunity to move on to the next age group. He is totally immersed and engulfed in the sport. And so Chris's was pretty seamless with not many setbacks at all.
My time in the academy means so much to me. I kind of reflect on, what it would have been like if I didn't make that sacrifice, if my parents didn't make that sacrifice to move from Maryland to Nashville. I was able to grow as a player, not only as a player, but also a person. But my time in the academy is, probably one of the best few years of my life.
Chris is a special young man, I think, in terms of his mentality and his mindset. I think, to be quite honest, is what separated him a lot. He's someone that always is continuously trying to improve and to really push himself as far as he can. And I think that's something that he was doing really before he even got to Huntsville.
It was super important for me spending most of my 2024 year there. It's a good level, professional level in between academy and first team. So being able to get minutes playing against professional players, sometimes grown men, was super beneficial. The physical aspect, that really helped me. Just, as a young player, you're playing against older guys, so naturally they're going to be more physical. So being able to adapt to that and get stronger, use that year or use that period to get stronger in the gym and get faster. Just being able to learn from the players on Huntsville and then get more experience playing against high level, good talent, also coming around the U.S. just was super beneficial, and I think that really helped and prepared me to transition into the first team. It meant everything, a dream that I've been chasing since, I was a young kid, and I was extremely grateful to just make my way through the academy. I've worked really hard, so I was just extremely grateful for the club, for the coaches, for the staff, for my parents as well. I mean, that day will forever be ingrained into my head. I'll never forget that day. It's been really good. It's my first year with the first team, so I'm really trying to be available for the team, but also learn as much as possible. Always wanting the best for the club, so just trying to make sure that, in training, I'm bringing my best effort. Also using it, as a period to develop, learn as much as possible. I have a, really good team this year, a lot of really good players and a lot of experience. So just being able to, bounce ideas, bounce questions off of them so that, I can just grow as a person and make sure that when my name is called, we have the next man up mentality here. So when my name is called, I'm making sure that I'm ready. I would say my style of play is a ball-playing center back who's intelligent. I think I can read the game really well, both on the ball and defensively. Pick up, good areas on the field to win the ball, and also on the ball I can use my range of passing to find midfielders to advance the ball up the field. So I like to be on the ball as much as possible and really just dominate defensively. Any players that I like to model my game after, there are a lot of really good players now, but one of my favorite that I wouldn't say I like to model, but I like to watch is William Saliba for Arsenal. So I really look up to him and the way he plays, and I think we kind of have similar play styles. One thing about me is I can sometimes be impatient, so for me, I think the biggest lesson that I've learned is just being patient in the process, just in the journey, taking in every moment, not taking it for granted, just enjoying where I am right now, but at the same time, continuing to work hard to get to where I want to be at, enjoying where I am, enjoying, every day, not overlooking it. Time will fly. We're already, really deep into the season, so just take it every day as it comes and making sure at the end of the season I don't have any regrets.